Yeah, we can have a look at the highlights so far. Rohit Sharma, who won the toss, got off to a good start, but a little bit of swing and seam early on, was him.
Yeah, they bowled well, both the bowlers, but I think Indian batters tackled them really well early on with the new ball.
A real good over from Nazim Shah as well before the rain came. You just see that there's enough sheeting to cover most areas. It does blow away quite quickly here. They say it's like a mini microclimate here. If it's raining in Kandy, it doesn't always rain here. Well, it is at the moment. That microclimate is not working. Look at the two groups, Group A and Group B. Pakistan, India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. You see Pakistan winning quite comfortably in Multan in the opening game of the Asia Cup by 238 runs. We saw Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka won by 5 wickets quite comprehensively just 2 days ago here. We're in the moment just off the rain in this third encounter between Pakistan and India. Let's see the most titles at the moment in Asia Cup. That is 50 over and T20s. At the moment, India 7, Sri Lanka 6, and are the current champions of the Asia Cup, and Pakistan with 2. Yeah, frustrating, Ravi, that he's played well and now he's got to sit down. How hard is it then for him to start again?
He has to start all over again, and it gives the bowlers some respite as well. They'll come in with that extra energy. The pitch would have spiced up a bit. A few drops on the surface and then the covers on it. Having said that, it's eased up a bit. And even from the bowler's point of view, it's frustrating because you're looking to build some rhythm up. You've got to start all over again.
Warm up, you have to warm up again. You have to look at a couple of deliveries and then run in. I think it's for batters and bowlers both. It's quite frustrating. And of course, the fans, the crowd here, and people watching in India and Pakistan and all over the world. You can't control weather, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also the fact that you've got the new balls as well, and it goes over, it may get a bit damp, and then obviously the swing maybe goes as well.
Corky, once the seam gets wet, it doesn't go, it doesn't dry. So all with 40 overs, 35 overs, it'll be a wet seam, and it doesn't spin, it doesn't swing, seam, and everything.
Yeah, frustrated for all the fans as well who've made their way to Pallekele, whether they've come in from India or Pakistan or even Sri Lanka. And so many people who have waited for this contest. One of the biggest rivalries in sport. I had some fantastic memories down. I've been watching all of them over the last couple of days, all the old matches going back to obviously Melbourne in that T20 World Cup, and contest between Pakistan and India.
I've seen that game, India won, I think, about 2,000 times in last 2 days here in Sri Lanka. 2,000 times. I counted, seriously. There must be any other game. There should be any games around.
It reminds me of when India won in 1983 the World Cup, and Viv Richards would always say, I hate coming to India because every time I come, I see Kapil Dev running back to catch me on the boundary. He must have seen that catch 50,000 times, baby.
That's the beauty of Indo Park cricket, Dominic, because fans are very passionate, players are passionate, and they don't forget. They don't move on.
It's like Javed hitting that 6 in Sharjah, which no one forgot for a long, long time. And certainly Javed didn't, because he disappeared for a year.
He traveled the world, I believe, with the same bat.
And a few bags.
Well, while we're talking about memories, I'll bring you another memory back in 2018. India winning the 50 over Asia Cup. Delight for team and all the players that are involved in that. How much they'd like to do it here this year as well. It's not just the Indians and Pakistanis who show past glories. Look, we've been living on 1966 World Cup since then, so we've not won a football World Cup since.
We're talking about Soccer World Cup here.
Soccer
that was
World
the year
Cup.
I was born, 57 years ago. Come on, Dominic. It could have been a World Cup.
Well, also the World Cup, obviously the Ben Stokes when the ball hit the bat and it went for 4. We're talking about that still against New Zealand. What a final that was. Wow. Super over, then count back on boundaries. So the history throughout sport, you go back, everybody will keep showing it. Whenever you do well, you'll keep showing it.
Why not? That's how you motivate your players, your fans, your nation. Absolutely, I'm all for it.
And more covers have come on. And it does look like it's slightly getting brighter. Hopeful that the rain will stop, because I'm sure all the players just want to get on with this game. You build up, Ravi, you've both been in there, you build up to this occasion, you just want to get on with it.
Yeah, it has gone lighter. Yeah, it's very frustrating, because as it is an India-Pakistan contest, subconsciously, builds up so much pressure. But even though you want to treat it as another game, deep in the mind, it might be just, still hovering around. It's that kind of pressure. So they want to get out there and play. Unfortunately, it's just drizzling at the moment. Like you mentioned, it's brightened up a bit. It looks to be like that kind of a day, at least for the next 3-4 hours. There will be stoppages in the rain, and it'll be drizzle. But one thing, it looks to be a good drying ground. And most of the ground is covered now. So if it does stop, I think you should get play in about 20 minutes, half an hour.
Which team will this help, this break? If it does get reduced, does it help the batting side or bowling side?
It gets reduced, probably the batting second, and of course rain affected game. Duckworth Lewis might come in as well. At least batting second have a chance to see how many runs they want, how many overs, how many wickets.
You can see both those players. Just look at their faces. They're concentrating. They know that play can start. They want to be in the zone. Rohit Sharma, your Shine Afridi there, he would go back to the 2 overs he bowled, quickly thinking what he could have done different. But you can see both those players, the key players, the star players for both sides, both in-form players. They want to be in the zone. They don't want too many people around them, too much chat. They want to be in the zone.
They're ready, mentally ready, physically ready, and that's the way it should be.
That's 4 ODIs against Pakistan. 140 at Manchester in 2019, then 111 in Dubai, 52 in Dubai, not so well at the Oval. His record in this form of the game is exceptional. He's such a good player. I think he's got better as well.
He's one of the all-time greats in white ball cricket. 3 double hundreds, that was mentioned a little while earlier. Then you see those scores in key games. It does make batting look so easy. Very few players make batting look as easy as he does when in full flow. And young Naseem Shah too, very impressive. In fact, the pick of the lot amongst the bowlers. Bowled at pace, got the ball to swing.
I remember seeing Rohit the first time he toured Australia with India, and the minute I think got 77 at Hobart, and he's 111 against Pakistan in 2018 Asia Cup. And look at the shots he's got, both sides off the ground, rotates the strike. Consistent ODI player, greats of the game, no doubt, like you said, Shaz.
And you were there watching it.
Seen a lot of hundreds of Rohit and double hundreds. He just has time, and has that ability to convert. Even though he gets off to a reasonably quiet start, no one better in converting those starts into big scores. The times when he's got those double hundreds where he's reached his 100 after 30 overs or so, and then suddenly in a matter of 15 overs he's got another 100.